Novak, I know it's your debut here at Eastbourne. I wonder if you could just tell me what you've made of the town and the tournament.
It's nice to experience a new place and a new tournament. So far it's been a very positive experience all in all. A few days ago we had a beautiful day, so got to see a little bit of the town and went to it's called Beachy Head, I think. Incredible, stunning views and just beautiful nature. And it's a small town, but there's a lot of people on the courts today and these days. Combined event, there's a lot of matches on the center court, outside courts, full schedule if the weather permits. It's really a tennis festival. So and the people really show their appreciation and respect for tennis players. And so far, as I said, you know, it's been a really nice experience for me. I've been enjoying every day.
Congratulations on that. How relieved are you to get the first win under your belt?
Well, first official grass court match for me this year. As I was saying before, I haven't had any lead-up tournament to Wimbledon for 7 years, since 2010. Actually, it was the last year that I played Queens, and other than that, in this last 6 years was only Wimbledon. It was also due to lots of matches on the clay courts in the first part of the season, and I was fortunate enough to have lots of success in the first part of the year. But the schedule changed, so we gained a week on grass, and obviously now it's easier. It takes, you know, you can have a little bit more time to kind of adjust to this unique surface. I'm glad that I've came here to Eastbourne. I've had a great couple of days of training with good players, with different styles and of game. And yesterday obviously commenced the match, and it wasn't really enjoyable to you know, see the rain falling kind of all day. But today we kind of played a full match, so I'm glad for that. I felt good on the court, considering it's the first match I've played against an opponent that has a really good game for grass. Serves well, comes to the net, has a good variety. So it was a really solid win, and I'm happy with it. Thank you, Chris.
We talk a lot about match toughness, which covers a lot of different aspects of the mental game. What is it you're looking for in the however many matches you play here this week that you hadn't got coming into Wimbledon?
Well, I think the first thing that I'm looking for is to experience that match play. You know, mentally, physically, you know, tactically, every way you look at it. It's just try to get as much time on the court as possible. First of all, because grass is very different surface for any other. The movement is very different from clay or hard court. You got to be very soft, very gentle, but yet very reactive. And sometimes when it's raining and when it's a bit humid, and then the grass courts get quite slippery. So, you know, it takes a little bit of time to really adjust to all of these aspects. But what I'm looking for is exactly that, trying to get as much of the match plays, match situations as possible. Hear the referee and chair umpires say 30-all and 4-all, you know, those kind of intense moments is something that I'm looking for, obviously, and I'm sure most of the players here before Wimbledon.
Novak, who's helping you here scouting your next opponent and preparing game plans? And is Andre watching on TV at all and speaking to you afterwards? I'm not sure what time it is.
Yes.
Now.
Yes. Well, Andre is actually following a lot, and so he's watching TV, my matches. He's trying to follow any of my next opponents, and but here I'm with my physiotherapist and my agent / coach this week. So he's helping me out, and he's right there. He's smiling. He beat Stefan Edberg in where was it, in Napoli, under 18. So it was a big win. He was very talented, although he stopped early to play, and you know, he's helping me out with you know, with tennis, with organization, with scouting as well. And I actually the other day after my training session stayed for a couple of games to watch Pospisil's first match. So, you know, try to do that as well today. it's very kind of informal tournament as well here, you know, in a good way, where you can go around the grounds and kind of interact with people, and sure, people come up to you, but they respect as well if you're going with a purpose to a certain court to observe a match or something like that. And it's what happened the other day. People really kind of respectful and giving me space for a certain time until I finish with my scouting. So that's a nice thing about this tournament. I don't get to experience that. Usually I'm, you know, as most of the top players in the locker rooms, or especially in the areas where the players are going around, and so it's nice to go around the outside courts and observe, because that's what we all used to do, and it's good to do that again for a change.
Just might you speak to Andre later?
Yeah.
He'll talk you through what he thought.
Yeah, of course we will. That's what we do. Even though when we're distant from each other or not together, we still keep the communication on a more or less daily basis, and he shares his thoughts. He obviously wants me to share what I feel and how I see things, and it's, you know, it's still quite early in the relationship, so we're still getting to know each other, getting a sense of how we go about tennis, about life, and what are our perspectives and analysis of the match. So, but so far we've managed to connect very quickly. So that's a great thing.
This time a year ago, obviously you came into the grassroots season holding all four slams. How different do you feel now mentally? Is it liberating? You know, coming in maybe less of a favourite?
Yeah, in a way it is. To be honest, I mean, I've had I was very fortunate and privileged to have so much success in the last 8-9 years, and kind of entered most of the tournaments as one of the biggest favorites to win it. And so for a change, it's good to not be one of the top favorites, and it is, as you've mentioned, the term liberating a little bit. It releases a bit of the pressure that is always there. I mean, you still feel it. It's part of who I am, what I do, and what I have achieved so far has added to those expectations from the people around, and I try to lower those expectations myself, you know, because I really want to be as much as I can in this stage of my life and career in the moment, and trying to focus only on what comes up next. So, which doesn't mean that I don't want to win the trophies or so forth. Of course I do, and that's why I'm playing professional tennis. But it's just that I need to take things a bit slower and trying to recalibrate so I can get to the level where I want to get.
Any more questions, please?
No, but in the past you've obviously played Boodles as your warm-up, which is a completely different kind of scenario. Do you feel that this might, you know, returning back to the tour for a warm-up is something that you might actually consider as you go forward, or do you look forward to going back to the sound of champagne cork?
Yeah, exactly.
In the stands?
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The only difference, not the only difference, one difference that makes Boodles special from the other tournaments is the sound of the champagne bottles being opened in glasses, and a lot of chanting and talking and laughing in the first rows, especially. People get to enjoy themselves there, and players do as well. You know, you get really some good matchups, but you don't play for points. You know, it's different. It's still a match. So your score is being called, which is good for a player mentally, and to get some match play and play points on the grass. But on the other hand, you don't feel that pressure of I need to win. You know what I mean? So it's I like Boodles. You know, Patrizio Pei, that is one of the people in charge there, has always been very kind to me, and always felt like at home there. Came with the family, with my team. So this year it was not to be, because I came to Eastbourne, but in the years to follow I'll sure consider to go back.
Okay.
You said it's been liberating for you not to be one of the favourites. Do you think it's the opposite for Andy Murray right now?
I don't know. To be honest, you gotta have to ask him that question. But one thing is for sure. I mean, him being a home and crowd favorite, and you know, also defending champion, he does get a lot of expectations and pressure. I mean, undoubtedly so. And but also it's expected because he plays so well on grass and won a couple of Wimbledon trophies and played a couple of finals and won Olympic games, and you know, it's probably his best surface. So I'm sure that people put a lot of hope and faith in him, and I'm sure he feels it. But on the other hand, he knows how to deal with it. He has demonstrated that so many times in his career. Thank you. Yeah, one more.
Can you really talk about less pressure when you're the number 2 seed? We don't normally talk about number 2 seed at Wimbledon having less pressure.
Yeah, I want to thank Wimbledon for getting me 2 spots ahead that I actually ranked. So it's probably due to also the good results I've had in the last 3-4 years in Wimbledon, and whether it helps or not, I really. I can't say at the moment. I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference, other than I'm not gonna potentially meet Andy in semis rather than finals. But you know, it's too far away, and I don't see things that way. And as I said, I don't see myself as one of the top few favorites. So I'm glad that I'm one of the top 4 seeds, which is important in a way. But whether I'm 2, 3, 4, it's not a significant difference.
Thank you.
Thank you.